is divided already, but on the one parts of this world are the Democrats, and on the other parts are all who are enemies of the real democracy. And when we want a real democracy, it means that we have to involve the Roma in the process of the democracy, planning, implementing, and controlling. And to bring this idea, a living one, a functioning one, of course, the very first steps have to be the help of creation of Roma institutions, like theater, like cultural centers, like medias, like publications. This is the only way, or radio, or even theater, this is the only way to let them to speak, to have their voice heard, and to create a common future, equal rights. And I have to tell you, I'm very pleased to be here in this event, which from the very beginning it's devoting to help the Both-Valenke thinking. Because unfortunately in Europe there are grown walls. There are main walls dividing our societies into the Roma parts and into the majority parts. And if you follow these pictures made by Ako Stiller, and at the same time you follow these beautiful frescoes on the walls of Both-Valenke, the very small village, you will find that there is a way out. There are other ideas than blaming the victims. There are ways where, when we respect the values of the culture, the values of the human beings, we can find a common way. And that's the only way to real democracy. Thank you. About freedom and about brotherhood. These beautiful ideas which created new Europe, a new civilization. But if we analyze all questions regarding competitive able knowledge, see the situation. Do the Roma children get quality education? Even they want, even their parents want. Which is the answer? Which is the reality? This is the question. Most of our children are sent into the special schools, where the level of the education is lower, and they will be not able on the market to be in competition with the others. So from the very beginning, the future of our children is stolen. And this is, again, not simple Roma question, but the question of the majority. Why? Because the Gajo society is an old one. Who will work for their pension? if they don't teach the next generation, in general, quality education. When there will be children who aren't able to get a good work, to work for the society, to create money, first of all, and of course, for themselves, for their families, but also for the old people of the societies. So I'm on the meaning. It's absolutely personal interests of the people in general and the responsibility to invest into next generation, to give them quality education, and not to let, as in our countries, the segregation, the ghettoization. Of course, there are, on the other side, are the Roma communities and persons enough open-minded through the school, towards the school? Are they sending their children to the school? This is a very good question, and I'm telling you frankly, also we make very big faults. Many of us aren't able to control their children if they are enough good, enough brave, enough often in the school. But please, and again, analyze the knowledge and the image of the school curricula. Do we get an acceptable image from the curricula of the school system about the Roma? The answer in Hungary, and unfortunately also in other countries, is no. One way of the answer is no, they are not there, not even with one word. If there is this the situation, it means that the prejudice living in the societies are let free. When there is in and only negative, it means that the school system brighten this prejudice. And we do need only the third, to teach in the school curricula an acceptable, also for us good, Roma image about our common history, which is longer than 800 years, about the participants of, let's say, in our case, in Hungary. I don't have enough time now to share with you many of the knowledge about how the Roma in which positions took part in freedom wars or even in 56 freedom war or revolution. They were there. They took part. They were not only Roma in every cases, but of course also Hungarians, because we have not one identity, but double. If there is a situation like this one, our first identity, of course, is Roma. But if we go out and there is a possibility to speak of Hungarian or to speak about the situation in Hungary, I'm first of all Hungarian. Where is the problem? The problems come when even the structure, even the society, even the medias create conflicts and war, and don't let us to become part of the larger society in which we are living. Because what you have to understand, the Roma don't want to move. We don't want to go out from our society. We don't like the war. Never. We have our costumes and philosophy which is about freedom. Freedom in the Roma society and freedom with the majority society. But unfortunately, as in Hungarian proverb is, if they beat you, run. If they give you, take it. The question is, when it comes the time to be enough brave to say to the majority, no, we belong to here. We are citizens and we fight for emancipation and for our rights. Thank you.
I think you people in the West can thank the existence of your welfare state to the fact that there was an opposing force on the other side, which was although a liar, and they didn't do it, but at least declared the power of the workers. And the workers on this side of the divide had to be kept quiet, for instance, by creating a welfare state, which was extremely enviable from the other side of the Iron Curtain. Falls the Iron Curtain, and what you have, first a slow sort of downsizing of the welfare nature of the state all over Europe, while on the other side of the curtain, they were totally unprepared for it. They called our welfare state premature and started dismantling it. And then, as the crisis got into the living flesh of societies all over the place, it was not my fault, it was not you who caused it, it was the system that caused it. But after the crisis, what goes very much unnoticed by most people, there was an absolutely incredible redistribution of incomes from the poor to the rich. That went on in the UK, in Spain, in Hungary, in Slovakia, you name it. Probably also in the Schweiz, although I do not know the Swiss figures. But that was the main point, which all those people who've been hit by it did not notice. They did not notice because their attention had to be turned somewhere else. They had to be turned and focused on those people who were even more helpless than they were, but they could be blamed not just for their own problems, but for those of all of society. And I'm afraid the Roma just were the ideal toy for evil politicians to use in this game.